Hey, what's up guys? In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to download and set up phpmyadmin for any operating system you have. I'm doing it on Mac. This will work exactly fine for Windows as well. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to phpmyadmin.net, and then in the top right hand corner you're going to click on download for zip. You can click any other file extension you want, but I just prefer zip because it's the easiest. And you're going to save this, and you're going to need to save it under the root folder for your testing server. If you're on Mac, it's probably going to be under Sites. If you're on Windows, it's going to be whatever server you're using. Like if you're using WAMP, I know it's going to be under www, which is under WAMP folder, which is right under the C drive. So make sure you save it to your root folder there. I'm going to rename this. Save that. And you're going to unpack it. Unzip it. Once you've got that unzipped, you can name it whatever you want. You probably want to shorten the name up because it's got all kinds of stuff in there. And I'm just going to call it phpmyadmin 3. Now the first thing we need to do is come over here to config.sample.inc.php, which is right under the root folder. We need to change the ending file extension for that. And it cannot end in PHP because when we're setting it up, we don't want phpmyadmin writing to that file. So the next thing we're going to do is create a new folder called config, and it needs to be called config. And we need to set the rights for this. In Mac, you just can hit Command I, and it'll bring up the folder properties and permissions. And at the bottom, you're going to hit read and write for everyone and for staff. For Windows users, you're just going to go to right-click on it and do sharing and security or something along the lines of that, and set it the permissions equal for everyone to be able to read and write to that folder. Once you've done that, go ahead and open up a browser and go to wherever you put that file. Mine is under localhost. And I do know, if you don't know how to get to it, for Mac you have to type in the local user that you're on and the root folder. And you don't actually have to type the root folder. Like mine is sites, so I don't actually have to type sites. So I'm just going to say phpmyadmin 3. I'm not going to enter yet though. And for Windows, you don't have to specify the user. It's just going to be straight under localhost / whatever the root is, and then phpmyadmin, whatever you named it. And also, right at the end of phpmyadmin 3, we're going to say setup. Now, it's going to come up in this screen. If you get a warning message up here that says cannot find config folder as described in documentation, then you didn't do something right, and you need to go back and redo that. If it doesn't say that, then you're good. You can ignore all the rest of those messages. Right here under servers, you're going to click new server. And under server hostname, you can leave it at localhost. And under user for config authentication, you can leave it as root, unless you know otherwise to change it. If you're using MySQL on a local system, you're going to leave these settings. And then PHP extension to use, we're going to use MySQL, unless you know that you need MySQLi, or if you have no clue, then just leave it to MySQL. And then you're going to type in the password you've set for MySQL. If you don't know how to set a password or change the password, I have a tutorial on how to do that. And mine's just going to be password for right now. And then after you've done that, it's going to come back to the screen, and you need to save it. Under configuration file, many people forget to hit the save button, and then it comes back and it doesn't work. So don't forget to hit save. Alright, so after that's done, everything's all good. But before we go log in and test it, we need to go back to that root folder, or the phpmyadmin we just made, and under config, you see right here, phpmyadmin created this folder. That's the connection info for this particular version of phpmyadmin. So you need to drag that to the root area right under phpmyadmin 3, or whatever you named it. Once you've done that, you need to delete the config file to prevent others from being able to log in to your server, or reset the connection, all that good stuff. So once you've done that, you can come back up here, delete everything behind phpmyadmin 3, and go ahead and hit enter. And the username is going to be root, and whatever the password you just set. Mine was just password. And bam, you've logged in. Everything should work, and if it didn't, then just go back and try it again. And thanks for watching, guys.